Yeah, the shining golden signs. Let your inner sparking night. Fat and treasure, growing bright.
Yo, what's going on YouTube? This is your boy Kamen Spike back again once again. Today we're here for Kamen Zeztz episode 3. And man, this episode was absolutely freaking awesome. I did love the description that we got with the whole hey, this is what happens when the dream, when the nightmare comes to the real world. And seeing that, it really did feel like there were stakes in this battle. It really did feel like there were stakes in this episode because it felt like a world-ending sort of event. Like even Zero said it himself that if a nightmare comes to the world, if the nightmare basically comes to the real world, then it'll be the end of the world. And I was like, dang, this really is serious? I mean, yeah, it was. I did take it seriously. But at the same time, it's like, wow, like the end of the world, like that means like every single mission or every single case is gonna be a save the world event. But I did like how I'm just going to talk about the fighting real quick. The fighting in this episode was absolutely cool. I did love that Zeztz was still able to be like his ultimate self, even when he did fight in the real world. This was a question that we posed, that some people posed earlier, will he ever be able to henshin in the real world? And we got that answer in this episode by him actually fighting the I was gonna say no one monster by him fighting the nightmare in this episode. And also when the nightmare fully absorbed Fuji, its whole personality changed. It was talking full coherent sentences. I mean, it was before, but this time it had a different voice. It had a whole different personality and attitude. Did anybody else notice that? Because at first it talked all slow and kind of, it was more robotic and stuff like that. But when it absorbed Fuji, maybe it absorbed the bad parts of his personality. And at the end of the day, it was still trying to do what he wanted. It was trying to do what he was dreaming up that he was doing. But still, what it was doing was terrible. It was bombing stuff. But at the same time, it was trying to do what Fuji wanted. And we see that a lot with a lot of writer series where the monsters are basically another extension of the person, of whatever person that they are possessing or whatever person that manifested them. We see it with Kamen O's, we saw it with Kamen Wizard, and a bunch of other series where the monsters were basically just acting on whatever person that they came from's desires, whether it be terrible desires and stuff like that. It basically goes off of your negativity about how you feel about yourself or a certain situation that you're going through. And I did like that. I like that, we see that a lot when it comes down to writer monsters, with the exception of how Gav was. Gav, the Grenoots and stuff, where they with the Grenoots and stuff were actually just regular people and regular people. Some of them were, a lot of them were criminals, yeah, but most of them were just regular people, just from another planet, of existence or another world. But yeah, the whole thing about him, Zeztz really getting into his dream, being his dream self in the real world. I really like that. And I like how smart he was when it came down to fighting the I keep wanting to say no one monster. How smart he was when it came down to fighting the nightmare. And especially the part where he made him think that he missed him, but then he actually comes back and readjusts himself and actually defuses the bomb inside of his chest rather easily. And it was and he had a cool line. He was yeah, a secret agent always knows how to defuse a bomb, which is actually true. We see a lot of that's actually true in some cases, especially with Mr. James Bond. But yeah, I did like how we got to see what exactly would happen if a nightmare did come to our world. And our villain, I think his name is Nox. I'd have to go though. Yeah, he's just he's not one of those villains. Well, right now he's not one of those villains that's just dang, I messed up. God dang it, forget, curse you, Zeztz. He's not like that. He's he's like, oh well, on to the next one. Like after he destroyed him, he was like, on to the next one. But yeah, this episode, definitely, I love the action in this episode. I love the overall like story that they were building in this episode as well. I love that Zeztz is like learning more about what his powers like are, and I like that we got like a power up form in this episode as well, which was I feel that this form was very heavily One Piece Luffy / Mr. Fantastic inspired, because like he was stretching his limbs and shape-shifting his limbs into like different stuff like that, so he could like to basically take this monster down. And it shows that when Zeztz gets in the mode, man, he is a like perfect freaking fighter. I love the parkour and all the good stuff that he was doing. Like he gives me those Kamen Rider Geats vibes, where Geats was just all the flips and the kicks and the punches and stuff. But this time we got a guy who's like jumping up the wall and doing like air kicks and like basically like kicking, like double jumping and kicking himself off of air and things like that, like he did in the last episode fighting this monster. But yeah, I'm overall like I'm through the moon, man. This episode was really good. Zeztz is still doing in my opinion, Zeztz is still doing pretty well right now. And the whole thing with Fuji, I can understand where Fuji was like kind of where he was coming from, where like in his subconscious there was a part of him that just wanted to just blow everything up, just blow it all away, and then that's basically what the monster was feeding off of. And I do like the whole description of, yes, every human has like a door. They have like these 3 doors that the nightmare basically moves through, and when it basically moves through all 3 of those doors and all 3 of those doors are open, then that nightmare has full reign to completely take over that person and come into the real world. And that person that it takes over that basically never wake up. Like they'll basically be stuck in this darkness like forever, living this everlasting nightmare. And that's actually pretty freaking scary. You know, that's actually pretty freaking scary. And the fact that Nox is like using this in a way to like, because when he did that and he brought like those purple butterflies, if you're a Bleach fan, you know they kind of look like hell butterflies, even though hell butterflies are black. But still, he brought these butterflies, and I guess by using those butterflies he was gonna make everyone like feel like their nightmares and stuff like that. I think that was the thing. Like they were gonna start to like, their nightmares themselves were gonna start to manifest into the real world. And I guess that's the world ending part. I guess that started to happen all over the world. But yeah, man, this episode was dope. You guys let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think about this episode of Kamen Rider Zeztz. Make sure to like, share, subscribe if you made it to this far in the video. I thoroughly do appreciate it. And hit that like, man, hit that subscribe button, all that good jazz. I'm a cool guy. And thank you all so much for 700 subscribers. It took a while to get here, but hey, at least we got here, man. Better late than never. But also, I'm gonna see you guys next time. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, and I'm gonna see you guys next time. And remember, as I always say, stay henshined.